15 apples, that's what a steel sword costs in Skyrim. 15 apples, you could walk into Belethor's shop in Whiterun, dump a small handful of fruit on the counter, and walk out carrying a killing weapon. Now here's the thing, in the real 14th century, that exact same sword would cost you 342 apples, or one whole pig, or 12 days of bone-crushing labor in a frozen English field. Skyrim did not just get the price wrong. The game built an entire economy that accidentally erases one of the darkest truths of the Middle Ages. But before we talk money, we need to figure out what this sword actually is. Skyrim says it weighs 10 pounds, and that is insane. Real arming swords, the kind carried by every man-at-arms from London to Aquitaine, weighed between 2 and 4 pounds. Even a massive Scottish claymore barely hit 8 pounds. 10 pounds is a parade weapon, a showpiece, not something you swing in combat. Strip away the fantasy nonsense, and what you are looking at is something close to an Oakeshott Type 16. That is a blade designed in the early 1300s specifically to deal with plate armor, wide near the hilt for cutting but tapering to a vicious thrusting point. The Skyrim version has a comically oversized crossguard and a poorly integrated fuller, but the DNA is there. This is a munitions-grade arming sword, not a peasant's iron bar, not a jeweled royal showpiece. The reliable sidearm of a professional soldier during the 100 Years' War. And in the real world, that weapon had a very specific price. The Tower of London armory records from 1375 to 1377 tell us exactly what the crown paid for standard military swords. 24 pence, 2 shillings, that's your baseline. A cheap peasant's blade made from slag-filled pot iron cost 6 pence. A fine knightly sword with spring steel and perfect balance cost 240 pence, a full pound. And if you were King Henry V, ordering jewel-encrusted Spanish imports, 2,000 pounds per sword. 24 pence does not sound like much until you realize what people actually earned. A common laborer in the 1300s made 2 pence a day. 2. That means a standard sword, nothing fancy, just functional steel, cost 12 full days of work. No food, no rent, no ale. Just labor poured directly into one weapon. And it gets worse. After the Black Death wiped out a third of Europe in 1348, those wages should have skyrocketed. Fewer workers, more demand, basic economics. But King Edward III panicked. He passed the Statute of Laborers in 1351, freezing wages at levels from before the plague. Workers who demanded higher pay faced imprisonment. So that 2 pence a day, it was artificially crushed by royal decree. The sword did not just cost 12 days of work. It cost 12 days of suppressed, legislated poverty. Now think about what else 24 pence could buy. A whole pig in Somerset cost exactly 2 shillings, the same as the sword. That pig could feed a family through the winter. A year's supply of malt for brewing small beer, the only safe thing to drink because the water was contaminated, cost about 25 pence. Almost identical. So buying one sword meant choosing between steel and hydration for an entire year. Here's where it gets wild. We can actually do the math between Skyrim and reality using something economists call purchasing power parity. You find a product that exists in both worlds and use it as an anchor. Apples work perfectly. In Skyrim, 1 green apple cost 3 gold. In the 1390s, Henry of Lancaster's account books recorded apples at 7 pence per 100, so about 0.07 pence each. Run the conversion and 1 Skyrim gold equals roughly 0.023 English pence. Multiply that by the sword's 45 gold price tag and you get 1 penny. 1 single penny. That would not buy you the worst slag iron blade in all of England. The reason is structural. Skyrim runs on an illusion of post-scarcity. Ore veins never deplete. Forging takes 3 seconds. There is no charcoal rendering, no guild monopoly, no fuel costs. In reality, setting up a medieval forge cost over 13 pounds. A blacksmith's anvil alone ran 20 shillings. The bellows cost 30 shillings. A specialized biciron anvil cost 60 shillings. Before a smith even touched iron, he had invested more money than most laborers saw in 5 years. And this was not accidental. The medieval ruling class understood something brutal. If steel stays expensive, peasants stay disarmed. Food prices were tightly regulated by the assize of bread and ale. 3 gallons of ale for a penny. But weapons, no assize, no price controls. Pure market forces, driven by guild monopolies and astronomical material costs. The economy itself was a weapon against uprising. It took until 1381, when the pressure finally exploded into the peasants' revolt, for anyone to push back. So the next time you pick up a steel sword in Whiterun and toss it aside because the weight to value ratio is bad, remember, in the real Middle Ages, that blade cost a pig, a year of drinking water, 12 days of a man's entire existence. Skyrim priced it at 15 apples. History priced it in human suffering.